Thursday marks the 50th anniversary of the Woodstock Music and Arts Festival. Staged in Bethel, New York, the iconic event set the standard for music festivals to come. Well, today, people are still talking about that weekend in 1969 that some say defined a generation. And one of those people is Daniel Bukszpan, who is the author now of Woodstock, 50 Years of Peace and Music. Daniel, I was so excited. There it is. So excited to talk to you about this because neither one of us were born when this legendary event actually took place. But we just had the best time reminiscing quickly. Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix, The Who, Santana, you name it, they were there. What really was the precipice for you to write this book? What was the passion involved here?
Well, I mean, I'm a music journalist primarily, and this is kind of like manna from heaven as a topic for that kind of thing. But as I got into it, it started to be more about the people and started to be more about the audience members, the people who went and really made it what it was. So, I mean, musically, culturally, it's a very interesting event. That alone is interesting to write about, but really for me, this is about the people and what they shared with me, as far as their experiences being there.
Oh, walk me through, how did you track down these people and what are some of the stories they told you?
Every single person I know has an aunt or an uncle who went to Woodstock.
That was cool.
That's all they want to do is talk about that.
Oh my gosh.
And I would just get them on the phone, kind of hit record, and they would just go for 90 minutes. What would you say is the most interesting story that someone told you? Hard to choose. There were a few. There was one guy who said he saw a naked couple on a motorcycle who got stopped by a cop who said to them, like, no, you can't do that, and made them put on helmets. And then they kept going.
I didn't see it going that way.
The rest was fine.
That's about right. So what would you say about the people overall that attended that really united them in their love and passion for music?
Well, nothing like this had ever really happened before, like not at this scale, not at this size. And I think that there was just this kind of unspoken social contract among everyone who was there that, no matter how much it rains, no matter how much mud we have to sleep in, we're going to keep it together. And we're going to remain peaceful, and this will be a peaceful event for as long as we can hold it together. And they did, to their credit. And I don't know if that's possible today. I don't know if that would happen.
That's interesting for you to say that. Fast forwarding now 50 years later, clearly we have seen Woodstock 50 not happen. It tried, at different locations to try to come together. Different musicians were involved and then pulled out. Why do you think that people didn't have that same excitement to pull this off?
Well, I mean, there's been Coachella, there's been Burning Man. This isn't new. This isn't a new thing anymore. And what it takes now to pull together a festival of that size in this day and age is a lot different from what it took 50 years ago. 50 years ago, you could just I don't want to say that they had it easy, but there were less barriers.
Yeah, get together and play.
Yeah, right, exactly. Now things are much more regulated, and there are a lot more laws regarding public assembly and that sort of thing that would prevent this kind of thing from happening in a spontaneous way.
So walk me through your book. Who does it appeal to, and what are some of the things we're going to see? Do we have pictures of those people as well, flashbacks of performances?
Oh, yeah. Well, most of the cover photography is by Elliot Landy. This is a famous photo of Janis Joplin that he took. A lot of the photography is by Amelie Rothschild, who worked at the Fillmore East with a lot of people from that that time and place, and also just whatever we could get from actually people who were there. This one woman. She actually had the presence of mind to bring a camera.
Oh, there you go.
Today we've all got our phone, and it's no problem filming things. But there are some photos in here that no one's seen before.
How about any stories about some of the artists that have maybe never been told? Did we hear any of that or see any of that?
Some of them are not suitable for discussion on a family program like this.
You gotta get the book.
Yeah, get the book. Buy the book.
So who is it going to appeal to? All generations, music lovers? Who are you thinking?
What I was hoping was that people who were there at the time would read it and be like, okay, yeah, this is accurate. This guy got it right. But hopefully, beyond that, people will look at it and see things they didn't know before, and hopefully they'll find it interesting. I want that people who weren't there or have only sort of heard about it to really get a fresh read on the whole thing, and sort of disregard the mythology and just look at the 3 days and what the people did in that time.
So quickly, I have to ask you, you're a musician, you play guitar, so who would you say was your favorite performers? It's kind of a no-brainer since you play guitar.
Yeah, Jimi Hendrix.
I know, I was going to go Janis Joplin, Piece of My Heart.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So iconic moments that live in our history that we still repeat 50 years later. So go and check out that book. Thank you for being here.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate it. And as a musician, you probably don't typically get up this early. So
Never.
Right, I know. So I appreciate your effort. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.